Thanks to my time with Felseal, I've been on a bit of a tactical RPG kick lately. I found myself playing Divinity Original Sin 2, XCOM, Final Fantasy Tactics, Disgaea, and another new game that recently released on Steam called Druidstone. I wasn't really planning on buying this one when I first saw it. I mean, I had a good list of games going there. But then I saw one line that changed everything. From the makers of Legend of Grimrock. Stop right there, don't need to know anything else, shut up and take my money! If you don't remember the Legend of Grimrock series, 1, you're obviously not a TheHiveLeader superfan. I swear I'll get around to that second episode one of these days. And 2, you missed out on some awesome games. Go and look those up and play them. And while you wait for those to download, you can listen to me talk about Druidstone. Druidstone is a tactical RPG, but not in the same way as, say, Final Fantasy Tactics or XCOM. For example, you won't really be making your own team per se. Instead, you're given set characters that fit into certain archetypes, but they can still be customized to slightly better fit different situations. That may sound confusing now, but I'll hopefully be able to explain it better in a bit. But first, let's go back to the beginning. Druidstone is a story-heavy game, which is why you won't be filling your team with random cannon fodder. Instead, you'll start out with 3 characters, and others will come in and out as you make your way through the story. The 3 constant characters fall into familiar roles. You have your warrior type that is melee-oriented and has a lot of health, though that can be changed a bit. You've got a druid, a bow-wielding healer that can protect and resurrect team members, though that can be changed a bit. And you've got a mage type that casts damaging spells, though... well, actually, he doesn't change that much. But that's okay because he's just adorable! To start off, this map contains your available missions. By clicking on one, you can see if you've completed that mission and any objectives you may not have completed. This is important as you can replay scenarios multiple times so that you can complete alternate objectives for additional rewards. Which, trust me, you will want to do. The story here is rather intriguing if you bother to read it, and also contains some really good humor, which I appreciate because this channel could use some good humor. Ho-ho! Self-burn! I'm sad now. Then there's combat. Your characters will move in a familiar grid-based system. Each character has a number of squares they can move, represented by these blue things under your portrait, and they can do one action, represented by this yellow one. That action can be any number of things, such as attacking, using a skill, casting a spell, opening a chest, activating a lever, so you'll want to use it wisely. Naturally, you and the enemy will attack each other, and whoever runs out of hearts first dies. Much like me, but don't worry, I've got a lot of hearts. Side note, hospitals need better security. When enemies die, they typically drop some gold, or gems that give you some health, or gems that give you an extra action. These can really help turn the tide of battle in your favor. Or against you if the enemy picks them up, which is a thing they can do. Now, I found with a lot of tactical RPGs, I tend to play it really safe, moving slowly and carefully to avoid any missteps. Druidstone is not that way. No. You're going to fail. Trust me, it's hard. But that's okay, there's no shame in being a failure. Except for all the shame! Each mission usually comes with several objectives that you must complete before you win, like protecting certain NPCs, not dying, which is harder than you'd think, or activating a certain item, usually within a time limit. The results end up with Druidstone being a bit faster paced than the other TRPGs I've played lately. And again, that's okay. What I've found is that this ends up in an interesting trial and error situation, but not in the save and reload turn after turn type of way, you damn cheaters. Don't worry, I'm one of you. Instead, the best way I've found was to attempt to make it all the way through the mission first, so you can see everything it has to throw at you. While enemies won't always do the same thing time after time, things that won't change are where enemies are placed, what skills they have, etc. So that really helps you plan out your attack. And hey, if you beat it, great! But if you happen not to finish an objective or lose one of your teammates, no biggie. Losing a team member isn't permanent, they'll be back in the next mission. So once you know what's coming, you can just try the mission again or just reset. And this time devising plans and strategies on how to best deal with each situation as they come up. Now don't get me wrong, this may make it sound like there's no challenge in Druidstone. That is not the case. Making it through some of these missions is very challenging and it will likely take you several attempts. But the best part is that you always feel like a better player by the end, and have a better understanding of how each character's skills work in different situations. Speaking of which, after a mission, you'll gain experience allowing your characters to level up. This will unlock new skills for that character, and these skills can be customized using these green gems. Most skills and even equipment contain empty slots that, when filled with a gem, gives them additional bonuses, effects, uses, etc. This is why it's so damned important to complete those additional objectives, as many of them reward you with gems to use and money for buying better equipment. Frankly, I haven't had enough time to play more of Druidstone so I could go further into it. I've put in maybe about 12 hours or so, but I've really enjoyed my time with it. If you're into tactical RPGs and are maybe looking for something a little different, I suggest you check it out. Now sadly, I have to get back to other games. Stupid YouTube channel making me play other games that I also enjoy. And that was Druidstone. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for future videos. I've also put another video for you to watch right up here. If you want, you can follow me on social media, and if you really want to help, you can donate to me on Patreon like these other amazing people. I don't have anything, they're just awesome.